Pop culture is more than just entertainment. It's a lens into society, relationships, and human behavior. I'm Grace, and here on the Grace Report, we dive into stories beyond the headlines. Whether it's reality TV drama, celebrity scandals, or royal family intrigue, I'm here to break it all down. What it means, why it matters, and how it reflects the world we live in. Join the conversation, share your take, and let's make sense of the culture shaping our lives one story at a time. Good morning, good morning, good morning, sunshines. Happy Thursday. Is anybody else feeling like this is more like a Friday kind of vibe, or is it just me? I don't know why it is, but lately I've always had like Thursday night plans, but not really Friday night plans. So Thursdays have been feeling like Fridays to me, and I just find it to be so disorienting. Good morning to you too, Allie, to Disha, Jen, Aaliyah, Houston Rose, Theo, Star, Shemjem, Petty LaBelle, Kristen's here, and everybody else who is watching us. Good morning, Cindy. How has your week been so far? Can you believe February is over? Like, I was going through some accounting things, right? And I said, holy cow, guys, we are almost done the first quarter of the year. Like, we're heading into the final month of the first quarter. And it still feels like we were just counting down like to the new year just the other day. Like, just to be here already is absolutely insane. I do want to kind of ask you guys, how have you been holding up when it comes to your New Year's resolutions and whatnot? Or did you even make any New Year's resolutions? Like, you know, do you feel like you're starting the year off right and everything? Like, everything's going okay? I will tell you that I'm going strong on my biggest New Year's resolution, which was to go live more often and to be able to like build like a really kind of like, you know, stronger relationship with you guys. And I feel like live has been like the greatest way to do that, because I feel like I know you guys like a lot more now, because, you know, we share all these messages all the time. So I know Star's always watching from like some like funny place. I know about Houston Rose and like, you know, her gardening and stuff, and Shemjem's husband and the holidays going to the pub, bringing like burgers. Like, I know all this stuff about you guys. And I find it to be so cool, because when you put up regular videos and you're not chatting with people live, like, you're just getting comments about like the video, you know? But when we're doing lives, I get to learn about you guys, and I love it so much. So that was my biggest resolution, and I feel like it's been like, you know, holding up really well. So I'm happy about that. Jen says, husband is on swing shift 410s. It's ruined my whole schedule. Oh my God. So sorry to hear that. And I hope that like everything manages to balance itself out soon enough, because one thing that really, really sucks is getting your schedule thrown like off course. Like, I suck when that happens. I'm super unproductive when my schedule is disrupted. Good morning to you too, Ronnie. And Houston Rose says that she didn't do a resolution. I did a vision board. That's also really, really powerful. So good for you on doing that. And oh, Kristen, I love that. That is so nice to hear. Thank you guys all so much for your wonderful words. And thank you to my playback posse as well. I love reading you guys' comments after the streams also. So thank you guys. Okay, we've got an awful lot to talk about in today's morning report. And remember, we are finishing part 2 of that board game, or should I say escape game, with my friends, Casa de Papel. We only got through half of it, so we're going to do it again tonight. So I might have to like rush towards the end of this, but I really want to get through all the stories. We are going to be talking about Mindy Kaling's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We've got Ryan Edwards from Teen Mom dealing with a lot of debt despite making a good amount of money. Stacey from the Real Housewives of Potomac. I really loved her debut season, but I'm kind of scared that like she's really, really fake, and that maybe she's not who she wants us to think that she is. And honestly, that would break my heart. We've got Irv Gotti's funeral. It was a really, really big star-studded event, so to speak. Like, a lot of people went and showed their respect to him, including Ashanti, which was quite interesting to me. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is counting down until she is off of parole, and Justin Baldoni's attorney is responding to Blake's amended complaint. Okay, you guys, lots and lots and lots to discuss. So real quick, y'all know I don't like talking about Kanye, so I want to just zoom through this Kanye story really quickly, okay? So At the Super Bowl, he had a huge controversy because he placed an ad for the Super Bowl, and he drove a lot of traffic to his website. And the people who approved his ad, they thought that he was continuing to sell Yeezy merchandise, right? Clothes and shoes on his website. But he did a bait and switch. He deleted all of his products and he only left up like a Nazi t-shirts, right? And this is hot off the heels of him going on Twitter, declaring himself as one. One thing that was really scary to me about this is that he has since gone public and claimed that he made over $40 million off of the sale of that t-shirt. And I think that that is really worrisome. That means that there are an awful lot of people out there who agree with his ideologies. And, it scares me. And I imagine it probably scares you as well. And after doing all of this, he went on Twitter again, and now he's saying, actually, after further reflection, I've come to the realization that I am not a Nazi. All the things that this guy does just for attention, it's pathetic, it's embarrassing, and it's just so beneath who he represented himself as being when he first debuted in Hollywood. But anyway, like I said, over him. Let's talk about Mindy Kaling, who is someone that I've never actually talked about here on the channel. I really enjoyed her on The Office, and it kind of seems as though the relationship that she had with quote unquote Ryan, aka BJ Novak, on The Office is the same relationship that she has with him in real life, right? So Mindy Kaling, she got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Congratulations to her on that. She looked absolutely beautiful. I love the black velvet dress. I love the diamonds. I love it all. I don't love the little bottom puff of her dress, but she looks incredible. She looks absolutely stunning. And BJ was actually there with her to do a speech to honor her for getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and she says that she invited him there because he is an important and integral part of her family. And so in his speech, he said that Mindy respects and understands fame in a very intuitive way, because in addition to being a brilliant and wildly successful showrunner, an incredible mother of three, a deep and caring daughter and friend and mentor to so many, you'd be on the walk of talent if they'd had one, he said. You'd be on the walk of friendship. You'd be on the walk of compassionate parenthood. But let's face it, all of these would be terrible field trips. So here you are instead, very deservedly, a person who means so much to so many on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And so, Mindy's three kids are Catherine, Anne, and Spencer. Y'all, when are they going to come out with it and just spill the beans? Do you guys think that they're secretly dating or something? Like, or a lot of people say this is like the longest running situationship in history, but I don't know. Like, I'm hoping for her sake that like they're secretly dating, because I don't know. Like, I kind of like their little kind of are they or aren't they cat and mouse sort of game, like with us, the public. But I hope that for Mindy, it is very clear and that she is happy with whatever their relationship is, right? So I think that is super duper cool. Caroline, just a Georgia girl, doing a live will certainly earn you more capital. I do not know what that means, more capital. For my live streams, I typically only get like 100 to 200 viewers total. So it's not really like, as comment on dit en français, c'est pas si rentable que ça, as making multiple videos. But I enjoy it for the relationship factor, like I mentioned at the top of the stream. And Boss Lady is back. Hi, Boss Lady. Do you have another snow day going on today? And Brittany's in the building. Holly's here. XX is here. Wow, you guys, I want to catch up and see what y'all had to say. So Brittany said, good morning. I'm back today. Nap with my toddler during yesterday's morning report. Oh, that's so cute. We missed you and we're so glad to have you back. Duana says, I didn't know Mindy had 3 children. Was she married? So this is the interesting thing about Mindy and her 3 kids, okay? So no, she was not married. She actually decided to be a single mother by choice. And it has been rumored for quite a while that the father of her children is none other than BJ Novak. The only thing they've said in an official capacity is that he is the godfather to her children. But yeah, she is a solo mom. And you know what? Speaking of, I kind of want to ask you guys, are any of you guys single mothers by choice, or is this like a sort of path that you would like to walk in your own life? Because I do have one friend who has always been very, very vocal about this. She's always said, listen, if I do not meet like a suitable like person to have kids with, by this age, and I think it's like 35 or something, then I will go ahead and have like my own kids, like, go to a sperm bank sort of a deal. And, I think there are more and more women who are walking down that road, Lala Kent from Vanderpump Rules being one of them. And I think that there's something really kind of like empowering about that. Is it something that I would personally do? No, but I do think that there's something really cool and empowering about that. And I want to know what y'all think about it. Tadisha says, wasn't there rumors that yep, exactly. Those were the rumors. They've always denied it, but I still do get the vibe that that he's more than the Godfather. I don't know. And yes, Steph, I know all about it, girl. I know all about it. Ali says, I've just heard back from the job I interviewed for. Sadly, they picked a different candidate. Ooh, so sorry to hear that, Ali. Thank you so much for giving us an update. We were really, really pulling for you and hoping for you. But you know what? Hopefully this is kind of like one of those things where like one thing falls through, but you get something better. And in hindsight, you think, you're lucky stars that this one didn't work out. I really, really hope that is how things turn up for you. Okay. Ali also says, Mindy's actually a sorority sister of mine through different chapters. She seems like a really, really lovely girl. I think Theo says that he doesn't like her. And I've heard a lot about like the Indian community not really being into her because, as a writer, she has had the opportunity to put on a lot of like Indian characters. And she's always chosen to have like a white, like kind of like love interest for her projects. And they feel like there's some sort of like internalized like racism going on with her there. I can't speak to it because I'm not part of the community, but I do know that she is a little bit like controversial when it comes to, the community and whatnot. So XX says single motherhood for rich celebrity women is a different story, I'm sure. And that is exactly what it is. And I think it's similar to the whole like surrogacy thing, right? Like, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday's Morning Report where we talked about how Kourtney Kardashian is considering having a surrogate to have twins or something like that, or a girl with Travis Barker. And we're talking about kind of like the ethics of it and whatnot. Like, I don't know, like the rich celebrity world is really interesting and how all of that kind of trickles down to the regular world, right? Because take, for example, Ozempic, right? When Kim Kardashian was first rumored on Ozempic, people were like, whoa, what is that? Why would she do that? It says, and now everybody, like regular people, are on it, and it's changing so many lives and stuff, so it's really cool how things start up from there and then they trickle down. Star says, I'm down for that, but there's no way I'm having a baby without fun making it. You just have to put on some Marvin Gaye I don't know how it works, how you like inseminate it or anything like that. Maybe put on some good music. I don't know how it works, y'all. I don't know if it's in a lab, you get to go home. I really, really, really wish that I knew. By the way, you guys, if you're enjoying this stream, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up so that YouTube knows that you enjoy my content. Hanslet didn't want children until I was with my husband, and we decided one is enough. In his word, the day she was born, she is perfect. Oh, that is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. And I love that. I feel like a lot of people are leaning that way these days, these days. Like a lot of my friends as well. My friends, I was sharing this story with you guys 2 weeks ago, but they just had their first child. She is 40 and he's 39. They said, nope, we're only doing one and we're happy. And then I have another friend back in Canada. She had her child and she's younger than I am. So she's 28, 29. And she's the same way. She's happy with just the one. And I think it's really, really cool, And so Shemjam also says, I think the way Mindy writes shows a lot of self-loathing. And I'm not surprised because, I'm going to put up these photos here. Okay, you guys. Mindy has done a complete overhaul when it comes to like her looks as well. She is one of the celebrities who is rumored to be on Ozempic. She has also been accused of potentially lightening her skin as well because, in the past she had very, beautiful, deep brown skin and whatnot. And now she is really, really, light, right? And on top of that, she has had a lot of like enhancements to her face and stuff. So it does seem as though she does struggle with, self-acceptance, at least a little bit. I don't think that you're self-loathing or anything like that if you do cosmetic enhancements, obviously, but I do think that there is something going on with her and her lack of attraction to Indian men as well, and the way that she writes about them. Caroline, are you okay? Like, your comments are really, really weird. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put you on mute because it's just very, very weird. Okay, you guys. Now on to the next story, shall we? We've got Ryan Edwards from Teen Mom. his debts have actually been revealed. And again, it's kind of shocking to hear about the way certain people manage to just completely F up their finances, right? They get this Hail Mary thrown to them, which is the ability to be on this massive TV show and to make an insane amount of money, right? At the peak of Teen Mom Next Chapter, or Teen Mom in general, the guy was making like 200K, right? K plus. And so obviously with the show dipping in popularity, his finances have taken a hit. However, he still is making a good amount of money. All of his finances were revealed in the child support battle that he is fighting against his estranged wife, Mackenzie Standifer. And listen, he said that he's making $35,000 per episode, right? And typically he appears on, and you know what? Let me go ahead and get out my calculator for this, okay, you guys? So he's saying he's making about $35K per episode. And we know that he appears on 8 to 10 episodes per season, right? At least. So 35K times 8 is 280K. So how is it that someone who's making that, and on the side, he's also making an additional around $60,000 like in his like regular day job. So despite all of that, this is what we have about his financial information, okay, you guys? His checking account has $2,200 in it. Then he's got another account, a joint account with his mom, the woman he kissed on the lips for his wedding, has $57.47 in it. And then he owes $18,000 on a Capital One credit card. And of course, he's got his mortgage for $320,000. And apparently he and Mackenzie did not properly file their taxes in 2020 or 2021. And so there is some debt there, especially on his end. He said, and I quote, "Mackenzie told me she had the taxes done filing jointly, but as I found out this year, they were not filed. I'm in the process of trying to get the 1099s from new remote productions, but have not received them yet. I do not know how much was made in those years." So this reminds me of when he was going through like the legal system for his harassment of Mackenzie, right? So he was supposed to end for his like rug addiction. So he was supposed to be going to some sort of like treatment program for his rug addiction and whatnot, and he was neglecting to do so, right? And so when the judge asked him like, okay, what's going on? Like, why aren't you doing this? Blah, blah, like you're an adult, you should be, keeping up with this. He said, oh, my mom was supposed to be organizing it for me, but I guess she neglected to do so. Everything is always somebody else's fault, especially a woman's fault, in Ryan Edwards's life. And I absolutely just cannot stand it. Oh, what do you guys think? Let me go ahead, dig into the comments and see what y'all have to say. And okay, he doesn't exclusively have, debts, you guys. He does have some things that are of value that I personally think that, now, especially with the new baby and everything, he should sell in order to settle the credit card debt, because credit card interest fees are high. Like, aren't they in the double digits, y'all? Sometimes it could be like 20% plus, Good morning, Kahara. Nice to see you here. Jaleesa's in the building as well. Let me go into some of like his assets, or so to speak, right? So he's got a 2018 Ford F-150 truck with a value of $25,000, which they hold their value really well. The fact that that would still be worth $25K 7 years later, right? But I digress. A 2017 Harley Davidson. You know what? I think Ryan is valuing these things himself, and I think he's overvaluing them. So he's got a 2017 Harley Davidson motorcycle that he valued at $18,000, a 2024 Ducati motorcycle worth $24K, and a 2018 jet ski worth $8K, and various tools worth a total of $50,000. So personally, I don't think he needs two motorcycles, let alone one. I'm sorry to my motorcycle lovers, but they scare me so much. They seem so dangerous to me. I've actually had 2 or 3 uncles die in motorcycle accidents, so I'm just not a fan of them at all. I think that he should sell the Ducati, keep the Harley, or actually no, the Ducati is a 2024. So sell the 2017 Harley, keep the Ducati, right? And if you get that $18K that you say it's worth, your credit card debt is gone. You've got your mortgage debt, but whatever, right? Like, that's good debt. So keep it, but get rid of the credit card debt. And I think, that would be a really good way for him to do that. Even the jet ski and stuff, like go go rent one, for like a little bit whenever you head over to the lake or to the beach or something like that. I don't know about that. So just as a reminder for those of you who maybe either didn't see it or have forgotten, the judge decided that Ryan Edwards would have to pay Mackenzie Standifer temporary child support to the tune of $1,553 a month for their 2 children. Okay. And so voila, you guys. I don't know. I think that it's a little bit low, to be honest with you. I think he should be paying at least a little bit more than that. I would like to see him pay at least $2K. Because again, he's making $35K an episode. He appears in 8+ episodes per season. So he's making a minimum of $280K on Teen Mom Next Chapter. And in addition to that, he makes another 60-ish K from his regular job. So he's up there in the 300Ks. So to me, a person making 300K-ish, paying only $1,553 for 2 children, no, I don't think it's enough. What about you guys? Aaliyah says his enabling mother will come to the rescue for him somehow, per usual. Trust and believe, and I hate that for him. I really, really wish that his parents taught him about accountability early on. Girl, it was a whole bunch of nothing. It was just like this big unhinged rant. I was like, okay, girl, like, goodbye. None of the Teen Mom cast should be broke. Shaking my head. I can't stand Kale, but they need to look at what she's doing. I agree. They got so lucky, you guys. They were put on such like a good path, financially speaking anyway. Like these teenagers with children, like it was going to be so hard for them, to make money and to study and all this stuff. And they got all this money and they still somehow managed to go broke. But you know what? I think that that's what these people look for, right? When they cast these shows, they look for people from these sorts of like, backgrounds where, they're more likely to have difficulty kind of like adulting or like understanding certain things because their parents were very hands off with them. And the less protected these people are, the more likely it is that they will accept being exploited or that they will continue to like be caught up in some sort of mess, So it's sad. It's a very, very, very vicious cycle. But at the end of the day, I am happy, with the fact that Mackenzie did get her child support order, although I still do think that it should have been elevated. And you know what, Aaliyah? Exactly. 2024 motorcycle, but 20K in credit card debt. Make that make sense. It's a lot of financial illiteracy going on. And that's his second motorcycle. And he's got a car too. Like, why does he need all of these things? Like, just overconsumption is crazy, As speaking of Teen Mom, I do have to tell you guys that actually this morning, I did watch last week's episode of the show. And I think that perhaps after this morning report and after I go do my grocery shopping for my, fun night in, I will do a recap on it and then I'll edit it and put it out tomorrow. Okay, you guys? Listen, I don't like that they're putting it out on Thursday nights because like Thursdays are when I get active. Like during the week, I'm just like, I'm at home, I'm working out, then I'm staying at home because I'm tired. And then Thursdays are my rest days. Fridays are kind of chill days too. So I do things. I go out, I socialize, and I don't really have time to catch up with it, Ali says or asks, should Ryan even be driving? I only remember his driving on the wedding day for Mackenzie. I wish I had a screenshot handy. Honestly, the fact that they did not permanently revoke his driver's license after that, the repeated like DUIs and just driving related like offenses and arrests is insane to me. I can't, you guys. I can't. And by the way, I am absolutely loving all of the support that our girl Allie is getting in the live chat. Oh God, it is so sweet. See, this is like something else that I love about like our morning report community. Like we've got our regulars, we know what's going on, and you know what I mean? Like we're really trying to encourage each other and stuff. And it's just so cool. We're all rooting for you, Allie. Like, don't worry, the best is yet to come. And Jaleesa, his spending is just so reckless that like it's just, what's something that's really interesting to me actually? I want to know who paid to have the house that Mackenzie and the kids live in repaired, because Ryan didn't just like, do a little, I don't know, knock over the coffee table. No, he completely destroyed that entire house, like to the bone, right? He wrote on all the walls. He destroyed all the appliances, the fridge. He pulled down the lights, everything. That must have been so damn expensive to repair. So now when you see the debt that he's in, right? I wonder, what about that? Like, who paid for that? Was it his parents? Was it the housing insurance? Like, what is it? You know, because that's still crazy to me. Like, is that what he had to put on his credit card? Like the repairs for that house? Did you guys ever wonder that? Like, that's crazy to me. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Jessica says that Mackenzie paid for it. That is also kind of like whack to me. Like, why would Mackenzie have to pay for it? She's only making like, she revealed her own salary and it was like somewhere between $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So you're making between $2,000 to $3,000 a month. You've got 3 children to care for full time, right? Wasn't she also a student or something? Why would a victim have to pay? Is basically what I'm asking. Why would the victim of that have to pay to repair it? I feel like that should have been part of Ryan's sentence, right? That he would have to pay for that. I think that is absolutely just revolting. You know, it's crazy to me how victims of DV are just disrespected time and time again. You know, like that's insane to me that she would have to fix that. Property damage that he inflicted on her home. Wow. I had no idea. Listen, Mackenzie, girl, that's crazy. She couldn't even sue him. Like, sue him for the damages, girl. Something. Anyway, y'all, let's move into the Real Housewives of Potomac, shall we? Stacey, who I said was one of my faves, and she was a breath of fresh air to the Real Housewives of Potomac. It might turn out that she is just fake and actually not a great person behind the scenes. We started seeing glimpses of that in Sunday night, part 1 of their reunion special, where where Giselle exposes her for attempting to go behind Wendy and Eddie's back and launch a competing marijuana brand. And then Wendy also exposed her for talking smack about her friend Vivian, who sponsored her Strut for Strays event, right? So already I was going, okay, listen, like maybe she's just like acting naive and this and that for the cameras, but she's actually like really like calculated person. But apparently like she might even be even worse than we thought, right? So one of the things that Wendy says on the show is, oh my God, like Stacey, she was saying F that B about Vivian because, you know, that she wanted a certain dress and, you know, Vivian wouldn't give it to her, blah, blah, right? And so now Vivian has entered the chat to call out Stacey for allegedly lying, you guys. So she posted a clip, and that it was a preview clip for the part 2 that's going to drop this Sunday, okay? And in it, Vivian thanks Giselle Bryant for asking who elevated who. Smiley face, the delusion of it all. Stacey is quickly unraveling her fraudulent self before our eyes. Stacey begged me to exclusively sponsor her event, to elevate it in her words. By the way, I introduced Stacey to the RHOP group. This is how she thanks me, shaking my head. Lying Stacey begged me for that outfit. I originally custom made that outfit for Ashley for a collaborative event. I offered Stacey another gown appropriate to her event, and she insisted on Ashley's outfit. I even showed her a picture of Ashley in it. My staff was present at the time of conversation. Hey, Stacey, you returned all the gowns smelling funky. Wow. Shaking my head. Everyone will soon see your true color. Hashtag fake, hashtag phony, hashtag fraud, hashtag the lies. You know what? I'm starting to get Phaedra Parks vibes then out of Stacey, right? Because again, we already talked about Giselle and Wendy exposing her there on the couch, right? But then when you add that to her fake relationship with Walter 2.0, then you add to that her refusing to put Giselle in a dress that Giselle actually liked, and she wanted one that she thought that Giselle hated, and it's true. Then we're finding out that she stole the dress that she wore and didn't look good in from Ashley. And then she turned around and accused the designer of sabotaging her and said, F that B, she's dead to me. Like, that is really, really crazy, like fake, like weird, calculated behavior, you know? And it's really making my feelings for her drop, y'all. You know, I don't know. I don't love that, you guys. It just seems really, really, really bad. And so I'm disappointed in Stacey, but I'm still holding out hope for her as like, you know, a new force on the show. I do think that we needed her and her energy, but it's looking like the version of herself that we see on TV is just not the real version. It's very inauthentic. And I find that to be rather sad. I think she might actually be a very calculated, like almost mean person behind the scenes. Tadisha says, I like Stacey, but she definitely showing her true self. I was screaming at Vivian's Instagram posts, not the dresses being funky. And when you talk about the dresses being funky, you know what that is? I'm thinking it's because of all of the poop in the room, right? The dogs, they got scared by some smoke machine and they pooped all over the room. And so maybe some of that odor got trapped onto the dresses and she didn't go and get them dry cleaned. At the very least, she should have, right? Maybe the girls, they were sweating profusely and all of the panic and stuff. Like, girl, she's not an etiquette girly at all. Ashley says, damn, Stacey, I had hope. And so did I. I'm disappointed. Theo says, Vivian making sure to tag every cast member involved. Listen, if that helps Vivian get more of a role next season, I'm here for it because I really, really love Vivian. She's so cute to me. She's so nice. She's so polite. She's a successful businesswoman as well. Like, her boutique was stunning. Her dresses are beautiful and everything like that. And it turns out like she's kind of like the Charisse, right? Where she knows all of these girls behind the scenes and stuff like that. She's actually a tastemaker in Potomac. So I'm really hoping to get more of her next season. What about you guys? Are you fans of Vivian? Do you want to see her more? Ronnie says, yuck, I agree. Returning the dresses in that condition is nasty. Ali says, Stacey, Mia, Bryn, Kyle need to stop the edibles. Right? It's like she's picking out like the worst parts of all of their personalities to like create her own sort of like persona on television. And I just don't know how much longer that is going to work out for her. Bye, Cindy. Nice to see you again today. Theo says, Stacey being a manipulative liar is giving me hope. She can be a good villain next season. He. I'm scared because I don't like villains. I like the nice people, the villains. Like I don't want to hate Stacey. Like I've been rooting for her, but Theo, I think you're right. I think that, especially as the reunion continues to expose her and whatnot, and now after Vivian's Instagram post, I don't think that Wendy likes her anymore, right? If she truly is out there trying to smile in Wendy's face and Eddie's face and stuff, and then try to launch a cheater brand behind their back. Not cool. Giselle obviously doesn't like her. I know she hangs out with Ashley, but Ashley was joining in with Giselle and dragging her at the reunion. So I don't know. Vivian no longer likes her. Who's she going to have? Right. And then she doesn't have a good relationship with Mia. And we don't even know if Mia's coming back next season, right? Mia ghosted her in Miami. It's going to make for a really interesting season, Theo. It really is. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest with you guys. Like, I feel like this season was just to like set things up for a new spin next season. And remember, she and Karen fell out as well. So she might be the odd man out and she might need to go real hard in order to secure her spot. Ali said Stacey might be a knockoff villain from Toomey. Damn. I just, oh God, I can't. I'm really, really, really saddened to see her potentially go down this route. Stacey definitely showed us her Detroit attitude. So Theo's probably right. She'll be in her villain era next season. Let's wait and see, y'all. But I do think that you guys are all correct. God, Stacey, I really liked you. What about Irv Gotti, you guys? Do you remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about his unfortunate passing. Irv Gotti was only 57 years old when he passed away or 54 years old, after passing away from suffering multiple strokes within the past few years. His funeral service was just had in New York City yesterday, and a lot of his industry friends all came out to support him and to send their best wishes. Jay-Z was in attendance, Ja Rule, Ashanti, Lloyd, Charlie Baltimore, Vita, Fat Joe, Hype Williams, Benny Boom, Angie Martinez, the Rough Riders, and a lot more. The funeral service happened at the Greater Allen AME Cathedral of New York. And in his procession, his friends and family gave him one last spin around his Queens neighborhood, stopping at the park where he honed his DJ skills as well as his childhood home. There's just something about that, them talking about like having his body in the car, in the hearse, for a final spin around like his block, stopping at his childhood home, like his favorite park, like something about it just makes you so sad. Like, I didn't even know Irv Gotti like that. Like, I had heard of him and like, I knew about his relationships in the music industry, but I felt that really, really, truly touched my heart, like, life is just so delicate and short. He was only 54, you guys. That's so young. I do have a video that I saw posted online of Ja Rule sharing some of his words to his friend. And I wanted to go ahead and share it with you guys. Okay, take a look.
I won't take up any more time, but I just want to say, Irv, I love you. Everyone in this room loves you. You touched everybody in your own way in this room. I know everybody has their moments of that with him. And so we are here, a celebration of your life, because it will live on forever. I love you, my brother. See you when I get there.
So there you go. That was Jay-Z on the right-hand corner as well. And it's just so, Julie says, Irv and Murder Inc. were it in the early 2000s. And it's so crazy, like the ear that he had for music, like the people in Murder Inc., like they were the soundtrack to the 2000s. Like for me, it was especially Ashanti and Ja Rule. I love Ashanti and I would die to go to an Ashanti concert, you know, like I love Foolish. I love everything that she has put out, always on time, everything, you know, and Ja Rule and her collaborations were so amazing. And so like, it's crazy how much he and, you know, these artists have given to the world. Star says that's traditional for funerals to drive around memorable places. I don't know if it's a Black thing or an American thing. It's so thoughtful and touching, you know, I really, really, really do love that. Because I personally, maybe I've heard like one story like that. Like these days, I think because a lot of people are getting cremated these days, for me, I'm mainly hearing about people taking ashes and like spreading them, scattering them in places that were important to people. You know, not like this whole going around the block and stuff. And so it really, really has touched me. And I love that tradition. I think it's really, really beautiful. And I hope that, you know, it stays, you know, it stays circulating. Stephanie says that's real NY to spin the block one last time. It makes you want to cry, doesn't it? It really, really is just absolutely beautiful. Again, rest in peace to Irv Gotti. And I did see quite a couple of you leaving comments about 50 Cent. And speaking of 50 Cent, y'all, he's not done trolling. Yes, I want you guys to take a look at what he had to share or say about the passing of his arch nemesis. And one thing about 50 Cent is, I don't know, man. Sometimes he pisses me off, y'all. Like, I just feel like he needs to grow up sometimes. Here's his post. He's in the hookah lounge with his own, you know, jersey from whatever sport he played, right? G-Unit gear, smoking a hookah, saying, I'm smoking on that Gotti pack. Nah, God bless him. LOL. And then he's got like an RIP tombstone next to him. Like, this guy is so vile, so childish, dude. Like, what is this? You know, and I guess this is kind of like, almost as if joking, if Irv Gotti were to be cremated or something like that, that he'd be smoking his ashes or something. Like, he is just, oh God, you know, I used to be a big fan of 50 Cent, but he is just too damn much for me. I can't, you guys. I really, really can't not. Wait a minute, boss lady, you're Haitian? Stephanie Haitian too. Oh my God. I didn't know you were Haitian. Wow. Shout out to my Haitians. Cool. 50 is unhinged, says Brittany. And yes, he is. Oh, Stephanie says Irv did try to kill 50. Where have I been? Is he the guy who shot him 8 times? Where have I been? How have I not known this? Wow, thank y'all for this, you guys, because I need to go down the rabbit hole. Ray Bay says, is there an award for Troll of the Year? If there were, it would most certainly go to 50 Cent. He is a mess. And like, nothing is too taboo for him. I feel like, listen, even if you hate people, even if you have this beef or whatever, like there is a certain line, right? A certain limit to where you go, like, you know, this might be too much. Like Houston Rose says, like, karma is real, right? Like what you're putting out there about other people can come back to you. But for him, like, he doesn't care. He really doesn't. Like, he'll just go all the way in. Oh my God, we got a third Haitian. Ali's Haitian too. Oh my God. Hey guys, this is so cool. I didn't know we had so many Haitians in the building. I love that. Now, you guys, what about Gypsy Rose? I did see one of you guys talking about this, and you're right, April. 50 Cent is vile to his own son. And you know what? The way he treats his own son kind of reminds me a little bit of, what's that guy who got married to Jeannie Mai? Young Jeezy. He beat his son through a shower door, you guys. Some of these guys are crazy, like crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay. Oh, I forgot to say Gayle King was there. Everyone wore black. And then here she comes dressed like this. It was the oddest choice for a funeral, right? I feel like, okay, you know what? I can't excuse it. I really can't. I don't know what she was thinking showing up dressed like this. Very, very weird behavior. Now let's get into Gypsy Rose, you guys. Gypsy Rose She is counting down the days until she is off of parole for the red rum of her mother, Dee Dee. She says she's only got 4 months and 6 days left of her parole. It's going to be completed on Tuesday, June 24th. And in an exclusive interview to People magazine, she said, and I quote, "A whole new world is about to open up for me very soon with many new opportunities and adventures. Although I have freedoms while outside of prison walls, I'm still in a sense, quote, property of the state of Missouri. So I'm looking forward to a life without restrictions or being owned." So some of the rules on her probation include not being able to drink alcohol, not really being allowed in spaces that like primarily sell alcohol, aka bars, and she's also not allowed to live with her baby daddy, Ken Urker, right? And so, of course, with the two of them having a newborn, raising the child in separate households, it's not exactly ideal, which is another reason why I think she should have waited before getting pregnant, but I digress. And I know a lot of y'all have a lot to say, I'm pretty sure, about her coming off of parole. Just to remind you guys, okay? Gypsy Rose, what was I going to say? She's going to have season 2 of her show coming out in March. So in just a couple of weeks. And also to remind you guys that Alec Baldwin and Cucumber Baldwin's TLC show is coming out in just a couple of days. I think it comes out on Sunday. It comes out on Sunday night, you guys. And I will be recapping both of those shows here on my YouTube channel. So please be, I know some of you guys do not want to directly tune in because you guys really can't stand these people. So in that case, I've got you. I will be providing the recaps, but if you guys are more kind of neutral on them or fascinated or interested, let's go. Let's tune in and I will be here to talk about that show with you guys. I don't know why the parole goes to that level, Jaleesa, but yeah, she's not allowed to live with him for whatever reason. Maybe the state is scared she's gonna off the next person she lives with outside of her dad. I don't know, y'all. I really, really don't. Boss Lady says every time we talk about Gypsy Rose, my face goes, oh, listen, I feel you. I feel you. And you know what? You're about to roll your eyes over the last story that we have, okay? You guys, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the Morning Report. We go live every single weekday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about the day's hottest stories. I do have all of the stories all of the episodes already pre-programmed on my channel. So just go to the live tab, hit the bell, and you'll be notified every single time I go live. I do have one last story to share with you guys, and it is about the Blake Lively and the Justin Baldoni of it all, her amended lawsuit. His lawyer is currently picking it apart, and I want to share his thoughts with you guys. But first, we have a word from some of our sponsors, and you know the drill. I have to fill up my cup. See you soon. The Morning Report is brought to you by Philo. Watch your favorite shows and movies from over 70 different channels, including MTV, TLC, WeTV, and more for only $28 a month. Get a free trial today by clicking the link in the description box of this video to get your free trial up and running. Are you looking for the perfect skincare products for women over 30? Look no further than Rothia. Rothia is a skincare brand born from love and made for parents. Their flagship product, the Resilience Cream, delivers clinically proven age prevention benefits such as average 14% wrinkle reduction after 4 weeks of use. Click the link below and receive 30% off your first purchase today. I was actually just looking, when I got back to my seat, I was looking at you guys' comments about Gypsy Rose. Y'all really do not like that girl. And I don't blame you. She is a little bit off, you guys. She really, truly is. I get it. But like Patty LaBelle says, I'm taking one for the team. I'm going to watch it and I'm going to recap it. I'm sorry, y'all, but I enjoyed the first season. It's just so jarring, the entire thing, especially her husband, Ryan, and you guys, you saw how he was obsessing over her on TikTok on stuff. I want to see all of that be addressed on the show, right? And so I want to see how they're raising this child in 2 different homes as well. It's all so fascinating to me how she's dealing with parole while she's got this newborn and whatnot. And then when it comes to the Baldwin family, I want to see how deep Hilaria's or Grift goes, right? Is she using the Spanish accent when she's in the home? Is she speaking to the children in Spanish and stuff? I've seen her speak in Spanish, in little bits and clips of interviews. She's got a wonderful accent. I think she's got, she speaks well. I would have been convinced that she was Spanish and stuff. So I want to see how how long she can actually pull that off for, because you're only seeing little clips here and there. I've never really seen her go like in depth, and I want to see it all. Her dynamic with this man, how this man keeps up with those kids. He's like 70 years old or almost, and he's got all these like little toddlers. It's also crazy. Anyway, let's get into the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively of it all. Okay, you guys. Just the other day, her team uploaded and amended a lawsuit, right? And so we were all expecting to get a lot more evidence here, but unfortunately, it seems like maybe they're holding back when it comes to the smoking gun, which was supposed to be the HR complaints that we didn't see in her amended complaint. And Justin Baldoni's lawyer is saying basically like, listen, don't hold your breath, because all of this is, quote, underwhelming. He says that her lawsuit is, quote, filled with unsubstantial hearsay of unnamed persons who are clearly no longer willing to come forward or publicly support her claims. And he also adds that his client, Justin Baldoni, Justin's publicist, and Wayfarer Studios have been transparent in providing receipts, real-time documents, and videos showing a completely different story than what has been manipulated and cherry-picked to the media. So on that front, I will say, it is true that Justin's team released an audio, right? It wasn't the most flattering to him, but they released it nonetheless. He also released a video of a scene where Blake claims that he harassed her and like was, being creepy. And it kind of just seemed like, a regular B-roll footage that they were filming. And we haven't really seen that sort of stuff yet from Blake's team. However, again, I'm still going to say yet and hold out hope that she's got, I'm really trying, you guys, I really, really am, because, based on how everything went down with the Johnny Depp and the Amber Heard of it all, and just like how I feel like people are always foaming at the mouth when it comes to women, I'm really, really trying to hold out hope for her. I know she's problematic. I know she's not the greatest person, but I'm starting to kind of lose hope here. And I don't know if any of you guys are the same. Like, did any of you guys, when the expose came out, like, did any of you guys go like, wow, I am 100% like, shocked and I'm supporting Blake. But as more info comes out, you're like, oh, wait a minute. That's where I'm at. And it doesn't feel good, to be honest with you. Okay. But I'm still holding out hope. I really am waiting for Discovery, which I do actually have an update for you guys. I thought I got a screenshot of it, but apparently I did not. I'm going to have to go ahead and share my screen on that for you guys in a second. Okay, you guys? And then he also says that the SNL appearance that Blake and Ryan made was very inappropriate, saying, and I quote, "Our client, Justin Baldoni, has taken this matter and these issues very seriously, notwithstanding the jokes made publicly by the plaintiff and her husband." And you guys, he's really, really going in. He's also saying, since documents do not lie and people do, the upcoming depositions of those who initially supported Ms. Lively's false claims and those who are witnesses to her own behavior will be enlightening. What's truly uncomfortable here is Ms. Lively's lack of actual evidence, you guys. And so I just want to let you guys know that after Blake Lively filed her amended complaint, there was also a new kind of order put into the docket. And why don't I go ahead and share my screen with you guys on that, okay? I did share the link with you guys in a prior episode of the Morning Report, but this is going to be the perfect opportunity for me to go ahead and share it with you guys again, so that you guys can also stay on top of this entire situation. Every single thing that happens, every movement, everything that is entered goes onto this website. It is called the Court Listener, and I like to check it a couple times a week just to stay up to date. So I just put the link in the chat. By the way, you guys, if you're enjoying the Morning Report, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up so that YouTube knows you enjoy my content. So here is the tab, okay? It's called Lively v. Wayfarer Studios, LLC. Are you guys able to see it? Let me make sure that it's up there. All right, so I'm seeing it now. Okay, so this is the website, Court Listener, free law. So all of the docket entries are here. So Justin's lawyer is saying, oh, wow, we're so excited for Discovery because the people who initially Blake named that were going to support her, we're going after them. We don't believe them. Oof. Oof. And so this is the amended complaint that Blake Lively had filed on February 18th. You guys could read the full thing too. Don't forget, Dmitry Shaknovich from DShack Law is going to be coming on the channel. He is a lawyer and he's going to be, really breaking it down for us. So stay tuned for that. We haven't yet found a date that works for us, but it's happening soon. Okay. So just yesterday, the day after Blake's amended complaint, there was an order taking under advisement letter for motion for discovery. The parties are directed to meet and confer and report back to the court by Monday, February 24th, whether the court can deny the motion as moot or whether any dispute remains for the court's decision. The Lively parties shall not move to enforce the subpoenas while the motion is pending. So the subpoenas that Blake Lively's team is trying to get out there is for Justin Baldoni's phone. They want access to his phone records from the past 2.5 years. And Justin says that that's a little bit too far reaching. He's like, and I think they want like access to like any type of communication he had, right? And his team is saying that's a little bit too much. Like, we weren't even started on this. Like the drama didn't even start at this, you know, like let's kind of shrink the scope of things a little bit there. So stay tuned. Monday, we're going to see more information put in the docket. Again, I put the link in the chat so that you guys can also have access to it. Okay, you guys. Yeah, discovery's coming, you guys. Depositions are coming. All of this is going to be fast tracked. It really, really is, because Blake and Ryan are not happy with the with all of the stuff coming out in the press and with the kind of like the public not really being in favor of them. So just to go back really quickly for Rebe about the the Gypsy Rose story, she gets off on parole on the 24th of June. Okay, you guys. So let me go back and see what y'all have to say. You know, I love people's comments about Hilaria because she is truly some character, isn't she? What did Stephanie says? I have to the video of her going off script with Anna Kendrick smacking her butt. I have heard about that, you know, and I think, did I see it? I didn't get to find the video. I think you told me about that stuff and I went looking, but I haven't seen it. Rebe says his vocal fry on that long ass voice note gave it all away. He's just as weird as she is, both guilty. I agree. You know, I feel like a lot of people are really hardcore team Blake or hardcore team Justin, but I'm kind of team, they're both a little bit odd. April says, yep, I flip-flop so fast and I will do it again. I don't know them, but Justin is so cute. Same here, right? Where I don't feel beholden to either of them. I'm team truth at the end of the day. So I'm not going to support one person and ignore all the evidence that points to the contrary. You know what I mean? Like, even if I don't necessarily like one of them, I'm still going to be fair, right? Fair is fair at the end of the day. You know, Theo says that he wishes people would wait to see how the case pans out before thirsting after Justin, which I've seen a lot. Makes me uncomfortable if he is found to be guilty. Exactly, guys. You know, what do they call it? Like the halo of beauty or something like that, beauty privilege. Like, he really benefits from that. Like, a lot of people do, because sometimes someone is just so handsome, so beautiful, you know, we're like, you know what, whatever you did, it was an accident. You know, like, let's just start from scratch. It was an accident. You didn't mean it, right? But if the person was ugly, guilty, lock him up, throw away the key, waterboard him, right? Hi, Seema. Nice to see you. Thanks for making the move from the playback posse over to the live. Oh my goodness, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of The Morning Report. I do have to go grocery shopping. Like I mentioned, I've got my friends coming back to play part 2 of the escape game, Casa de Papel. And so I got to grocery shop, I got to cook and get ready for them. Okay, you guys? Farrah, it's nice to see you again. I really loved your videos that I checked out yesterday. Great job. As usual, if you enjoyed my stream or the morning report, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows you enjoy my content and so that you will continue to be served more videos like it. Okay, you guys? Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Thursday, and I'll see you again tomorrow, bright and early at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care, you guys. Bye.